Okay, how's everyone doing? This is Dr. Bagley. Thank you for joining me. It's one of those cold days today. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit about war and relationship, because I think I'm going to continue giving a little understanding in relationships. Okay, so this is going to be a little difficult because I'm going to try to talk to you against the wave, because I'm talking to Europeans and I'm talking about American mentality type thinking from the ladies, and I'm trying to give you a understanding how a man thinks. And today is another topic that was given to me, and I thought it would be a great idea to give it to you to help you with your relationships, so you can also find a relationship, or at least have an understanding about what it means to find a relationship with the type of man. Okay, let's go into it. And I got some things pulled up, and I'm not going to show you, but I'll just read it to you. So the first thing I want you to realize, there are samurais. Remember the old school samurais in the 1300s? Yeah, 13th centuries, I'm sorry. 13th centuries. And before, there were samurais, Japanese samurais, okay? They were the highest ranking positions underneath politics stuff. They were the number one, bam, kind of warriors, okay? And in this, there are books out there called the Code of Samurai. I'm not sure if it's backwards, but anyway, so there is a Code of Samurai, the modern translation of it. And then if you want to go into the other realm, here we go. If the other realm, we're looking at the art of war. Now, the art of war is ancient Chinese writings. It's about how to win a war, okay? And then if we want to go into the European levels, we got the Viking guys, okay? So the Viking guys are warriors. So when you think about it, if you got the samurai, if you got the art of war kind of guys, and you got the Viking kind of guys, they all are top of the ranks, but they are all warriors. The book, for an example, and the Art of War book, for an example, the 13 chapters out of the Art of War, helps us men in war be civilized. Now, when I say civilized, I'm talking about not in the context of killing. I'm talking about in the context of business, because the CEO is underneath the executive, the board of directors, but the CEO is the first rank of warrior when you have underneath, and he has his executive team and everybody else. Okay, so in business, you have the CEO, and the CEO's ultimate job is to run the business, at the same time deal with competition. Now, competition is between two businesses. Why are we in competition between two businesses? Is because you have a consumer and two businesses that's competing for the same consumer. Okay. A warrior will say, no, we can't have that. I'm gonna take over, or I'm gonna destroy your business. We're in competition. Okay. So the modern art of instructions and how to, meaning the mentality of a man, how to be in competition while running a business, is the art of war, the 13 chapters, and things like the Code of the Samurai. But here's where it gets kind of fuzzy for you ladies. The very first thing we all should know is that what a samurai, what a art of war, the warrior, what a Viking, the war, that has nothing to do with a woman can't do that. That has nothing to do with that. We all know a woman can be a samurai. We all know there are plenty of women when it comes to the art of war in that timeline. We all know that there were women hanging out with the Vikings when they were doing what they were doing. We all know this, but here's what you don't realize. There is no relationship being built while you're at war. There's no relationship being built. If I'm in competition and I'm working towards destroying another business, so acquiring M&A, mergers and acquisitions, but I'm destroying the business, regardless of the fact, there is no relationship being built. It is I'm using all my necessary resources and networks to help me destroy the competition. So if you ladies who are with a guy or you're trying to hang out with a guy, I want you to realize it's fine, hang out with us, but there is no relationship. And so if you cross that line of relationship from warring, you're going to be used, period. Simple. Just, you're going to be used, okay? And here's the thing. Oh, let me add in one more book. The Bible. Why is this important in this discussion? Well, the Bible is important because there's a book called Proverbs. And in that book, Proverbs, there is a chapter, 31, where a mother is talking to her son. The son is the prince who is going to be a king, and the king is going to hang out with the samurai and going to hang out with the Art of War warriors in China and the Vikings in Europe. But he's going to be the king, and he's going to hang out with those guys. And the mother is saying to the son, the prince, this is the type of woman that's good for you. Okay. One of the things in that book, in the Bible, one of the things is a woman is not warring with a guy. And it's not that she can't war, but when she does war, realize she's one of the guys. And if she just so happens to get into a relationship, it's just not a good thing to do. Okay. The woman in Proverbs 31, the mother talking to the son about the type of woman, this type of woman explains and expresses the type of woman that when the samurai was here, they had that type of woman. They married those type of women. When the Chinese at that time, they had that type of woman. And when they had the Vikings, they had that type of woman. What kind of woman was that? Well, it was a kind of woman who was not independent. She was not independent. In fact, she was a helpmate. But being a helpmate is kind of confusing in today's time because a lot of ladies don't want to read this Bible in Proverbs 31. And that is this. A man automatically and naturally can provide a seed. A man can automatically provide the care for that child. He's going to train that child to the best of his ability. A man will automatically provide for that family in the context of finances, right? The hierarchy, and guarding everything from the harm of his family. That's a natural position. The hardship about the man, though, in this position of war and being the CEO, excluding the women who are trying to be with him, but just simply want to be a wife to this type of man. The hardship is finding two things within a woman in today's time, and that is peace and healing. When a man is at war and he comes home, he doesn't want to stay at war. He wants peace. Now, I'm not saying peace and quiet. I'm just simply saying peace. Peace in the context that when he comes home, he needs to vent. Sometimes he needs to vent. Sometimes he just wants to meditate and be within himself to figure things out. Sometimes he just needs someone just to softly talk to him. He needs peace. Okay? The other type of thing that a man needs is healing. When a man is out warring, it's very stressful. We all know it's stressful. This is why guys die before women, because we're more stressed than you. Because we're trying to run a business and deal with competition. Excuse me. So when he comes home, the number 2 thing is he needs to heal. Well, how does a man heal? Well, if you talk to any bodybuilder, healing comes through the areas of food. So the woman needs to have a man give him peace and heal him. How does she heal him? Provide provisions, provide food. That's what a woman should do to her man. In Proverbs 31, though, there's instructions that a woman can take care of her husband and her child or children. I mean, after all, look at the time that it takes. It takes, what, an hour to do breakfast? And if you do it right, the breakfast and the past yesterday's dinner, package that for lunch. I'm sure he's not going to complain too much. And then how long does it take to do a dinner? It's an hour. It doesn't even take that if you pick it up. So when he comes home after a long day's work, you just took care of 2-3 hours of preparing out of your time. 3 hours, I say 3 hours of providing healing to your man. And peace, come on now. There's ways to communicate, because that's all peace is communication. Be concerned, listen, and so on. But those 2 things are very hard in today's time, because a woman doesn't know how to give peace because she has problems her own self and she needs somebody to listen to her. So the question is this, ladies, and I want you to be serious with yourself. And the question is this: are you in the game with him, or are you there to be a wife to him? If you're in a game with him, it just makes absolutely sense for you to say, I need somebody to vent off. I need someone to talk to. I need somebody for myself, because you're in a game with him and you're in the battle with him. And yes, you need somebody too, because if you're in a battle with him, then you have a small little idea of how he feels. Yeah. Because if you don't have peace, what makes you think he has peace? And if you don't have healing, what makes you think he doesn't have healing? And so there is that idea of competition, or that battling, if you will, is what European and Americans' mentality thinking, the independent woman. But there's the question, how do you build a relationship? Well, the answer ultimately is here, not here. Here, Proverbs 31. And one of the things, like I said, is to give peace to your man, give healing to your man. 3 hours to do that. 4 hours to do the peace, 3 hours to actually do the healing. Now, what do you do with the rest of the 24 hours, or the subtracting the 4 hours, but then the rest of the 20 hours? You need 6 hours, 5-6 hours to sleep. Well, Proverbs 31, she was an entrepreneur. She had her own business. She was running her business. She got up early. She stayed up late, took care of her family, and ran her own business. Interesting how Proverbs 31 woman was written way before Jesus, and this type of woman had her own business, married with kids, took care of her husband, took care of her kids, and had her own business. And it's hard for you, and probably a lot of you who are listening to me don't have your own business and probably don't have a man. And if you have a man, it's probably on shaky grounds. So, you have the freedom to do a job. You have the freedom to own your own business, but you also have the responsibility to give peace and healing to your family. You automatically, if you have the right kind of guy, have a man that will go to war for you. So you have automatically the protection. And for you to say, I need a man to provide and protect me, is to simply say, you're not even doing your own job, right? Think about it. If you're telling me, an executive who runs a business and deals with competition, and I come to you, the woman, and you tell me I'm looking for a man to protect me, what are you saying to me? That I'm not capable of protecting you? Or I'm not capable of taking care of you? The question isn't, is he going to protect you or take care of you? That's a given. If he wants you, he's going to take care of you. He's going to protect you. But not just you, the kids too, and so on. Okay. The question ultimately is, can you give peace to him and healing to him, or are you looking for someone to give you peace and heal you? And if you're looking for the same thing he's looking for, then you're working with him at war. And if you're at war, then there is no relationship being built. Because you're at war. It's, I need you. I'm needing you to do a job. Because I'm at war. And so if I have somebody coming to me and I'm at war, then I need them to do and fulfill a certain position. So the position that I need you for is for the objective of winning the battle. And so there is no relationship when you talk to a guy and you and him are competing against each other. There is no relationship. It may look like a relationship. It may somewhat feel like a relationship, but there's no relationship. This is what I need you guys to understand. There is nothing in the Code of Samurai. There is nothing in the art of war that talks about building a relationship. Nothing. Nothing. There's talking about spies. Yes, go find a spy. Go utilize a spy. And if you understand history, the best spy is a woman. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is this. You can have an executive, you can have 30 and above trying to find and climb the ladder. You can find someone who is striving, but I want you to put it inside your head, ladies. These guys are battling. They're battling one another, trying to climb. They're battling and battling and battling. And eventually they'll get to a certain level where they feel comfortable. But keep in mind that they're stressed the hell out. That's why they're dying before you. But they're stressed the hell out being a CEO or an executive or a management team, and they're running the business while having to deal with the competition. And that's extremely hard. And so when they come home, it's the difference between a woman providing peace and healing versus a woman who needs peace and needs to be healed. If you provide the peace, if you provide the healing, your value to him is without. But if you need peace and you need healing, you're being used. So I hope this helps somewhat. And I just hope this helps someone to understand how a man thinks in this position. He's a warrior. He can't be anything other. He can fake it. And a lot of guys are faking it. But they're just biding their time. All right, guys, ladies, have a good one. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.